easiest way to understand the blue light story is through melatonin. Obviously, it's way more powerful than that because blue light itself can damage parts of the puzzle that actually take in the light and the receptors that are meant to determine, the light frequency. But ignoring the nitty-gritty of that, blue light suppresses melatonin. Melatonin spikes right before puberty and decreases for the rest of our life. And the higher your melatonin level is, the likely, the better your health is. And so, since we live in a world that is full of blue light, you have to say, what's the consequence, right? And in nature, when the sun goes down, blue light disappears from your life. And it takes about 4 hours for melatonin to rise and peak. And so if you do the math, here we are in New York, the sun's going down around, let's say 5 o'clock, let's just, and so by 9 o'clock, I should have a peak melatonin level. That's if I lived like an Aboriginal person. But we don't live like that. We live in a house with LED lights and screens and all this technology. And so I haven't seen the absence of blue light if I'm a traditional average person at 9 o'clock at night. And so let's say I decide to go to bed early, when most people are probably going to bed closer to 10 or 11 realistically. But so let's say at 9 o'clock, I decide to call it quits and I turn off all the lights and I lay on my bed and I go to sleep. Well, that's minute one, second one of starting to make the melatonin. I should have my peak at 9 o'clock, but now my peak is going to be 4 hours later. And so you can see how not only am I not going to propagate a big enough melatonin response, it's going to be shifted much later. And so all the things that go along with that. And just like a conductor in an orchestra, I use a lot of musical analogies, I guess. If the conductor's got the wrong time signal and everyone's following them, the song's going to be too fast or too slow. And if you realize that sleep is a coordinated effort for all your hormones, for your immune system, for detoxification, for memory consolidation, for repair and restoration, you start to realize, well, what happens if I screw that up? Well, now you start to see, why is sleep deprivation and sleep diseases linked with, cancer, diabetes, low testosterone, all these different things.